Hey guys, it's been a while. It's J.Edmond of J.Edmond Presents and Unlikely Places podcast. I've come a long way, formerly known as Vinyl Man Jeb, of course. And we're here on the podcast today with why you clicked on this episode, Will Turpin of Collective Soul. I'm a huge fan. I saw them when I was 8 at a minor league baseball field in Connecticut. It was the New Britain Rockcat Stadium, I believe. And then I got to meet them when I was 12 at the Richfield Playhouse, and that was a really cool show, as it was the tour for Dosage. But yeah, really cool bringing this all together fully forward with my music career, with everything going on. So much fun. I did bring a co-host on with me. Matthew Graham is with me today. But yeah, the new Collective Soul album, Here to Eternity, is out now. You could stream it and find it everywhere, so I just want to shout that out. They're on tour now with the Summer Unity Tour with Live and Our Lady Peace. I'll be at the Bridgeport Hartford Healthcare Amphitheater show, and very excited to be there. I had tickets before this interview got put. I just wanted to challenge myself to see if I could score one of the members of Collective Soul for an interview, and we did. We got Will. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff with him today, so come in and join in and get excited. And they have a new doc out called Give Me a Word, The Collective Soul Story. I want to especially thank Greg Richland, Josh Bradley, Fernando Perdomo, and Amanda Kagan of ABC Publications for getting this to us, to making this happen, and I'm so excited to have this going. Further ado, Will Turpin of Collective Soul. Hey guys, it's J.Edmond and Matthew Graham here of Unlikely Places Pop and Rock Radio, but it's the podcast side of things. We are joined by the one and only Will Turpin of Collective Soul. Hey Will, how are you?
Good, man. How you doing?
Good. Excited to have you as both of us. I am speaking for both of us, but Collective Soul is one of our top bands. When I was 8, I saw you guys at a minor league baseball field, the New Britain Rockcats, when you guys came to Connecticut. And then at 12, I actually got to meet you guys. I got a signed set list and some cool pics that had all the signatures during the Dosage tour that you guys did in
2012.
2012.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So my first question is to you. You are a brilliant keyboardist and a rocking bass player, but at what age did music click for you?
Yeah, I don't really, I started taking piano lessons and drum lessons when I was 7 or 8, and I was surrounded by instruments. So I always felt comfortable just trying to make music and listen to music. My father had the recording studio, and there was a side room in our house growing up where my dad's bands would rehearse. So I had a drum set in there, and I had a record player in there, and I would plug the record player up into this big bass amp that my father had. And so I'd play drum set. That was the earliest stuff I would do, is play drum set to the records.
Oh, sweet.
Stuff like Journey records, and yeah, I can remember some of the other stuff. I think some Leonard Skinner records. But I would just crank it up in a big bass amp right behind me and play drums to it.
But yeah, that's so cool. That's one of my favorite things, is to always to hear like musicians, like, what their inspirations are. I mean, I love Journey too, so it's perfect. My next question for you is, I just watched the documentary. What a fantastic film, by the way. Very touching, hearing Ed's loss of his friends there, and a few of them, and then just the story of Collective Soul and like the powerhouse that you guys are. And what changed for you when Collective Soul signed to Atlantic Records? Were you ready for that change? Like, what brought to your life? What changed?
Yeah, I mean it's hard to explain because we were watching, me and Dean and Ross and Shane, all about 6.5 years to 8.5 years younger than Ed. We were watching Ed work on his craft in my father's studio, and we kind of knew his style and knew what we wanted to be as a band. But when we got signed to Atlantic, we got signed on that record. We called it Hits and Allegations, Things Left Unsaid,
Right.
because it really wasn't a band record. Um, yeah, I mean, the single shot up to the top, but we were just glad to have an opportunity to go in and make another record, which became this, the self-titled second record. It's self-titled because we really felt like that was our first band record. So I mean, yeah, a lot changed for us. We were in a bus playing 7 nights a week there for a while. And then, by the time that summer ends, we're touring with Aerosmith and playing Woodstock 94. So stuff changed for us, but we were just always looking at what was next, where it was like, it wasn't a shock or anything. I mean, it's not like we expected anything, but we were just glad to have the opportunity to do more. So we were just always thinking about what was next.
Oh, that's awesome. Incredible stuff to hear that as a musician myself, like kind of learning the music business in a different time period. It's been a lot to hear from you guys. It keeps us going. It keeps us musicians just trying to keep going because your story, the Collective Soul story, and a few other, of course, many other musicians too.
Yeah.
But it's that overnight sensation is really 10, 12 years of working hard. And then you get that one click, and I love the story between that even Ed wasn't really pushing for Shine. It was Good Night, the Good Night, good
Good
guy
night,
there.
good guy. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like that's so cool because I love that song too. But it's Shine that really came through, and we played at our. I work for 99.1 PLR too, the main station here, which Ed and Dean and I think you too is. But we have like these acoustic sessions, so you guys have come through and did those. And I just got hired the day, couple weeks after you guys did yours, and I was like, damn. It's like the one band I wanted to see, but it was so cool to like have that. But it's so cool that like the radio matters so much. The college radio, especially, was what I was seeing in that. Just to get Shine out there, which is incredible. I wanted to talk to you about also your solo album. I really, really enjoyed Serengeti Drivers, phenomenal album. Did you do all the instrumentation yourself?
No, there's some tracks where I played almost everything, but no, I enjoy the collaboration thing. So,
Awesome.
I find that to be a good reason to get other artists that I'm friends with to work with me. It's almost like a great opportunity to work with other people. Mark Wilson played,
Oh,
probably half of the bass tracks.
super
Good
cool.
buddy of mine who's been playing for a long time, and Jason Fowler played a lot on there. Jason Horde. Um, so a lot of big names, a lot of and Ryan. I got Ryan Hoyle from Collective Soul, Johnny Rabb from Collective Soul.
Ah.
So I get to do some stuff. I did play one drum track on there, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's a it's one of those things where I enjoy working with other people. I like that collaboration thing, but in the same breath, depending on what's going on, I may be doing whatever instrument. You never can tell. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I like the incredible the multitude of instrumental talent, to bring in or music is such a cool language that it's everybody assumes, oh, he just plays bass or he does this, and it's like, no, he plays keyboards too, and he does other stuff too. So it's like, so I enjoyed hearing the national anthem that you had posted on your
Oh,
Instagram,
cheers.
and it
Thanks, man.
was like
Yeah.
it's so cool to see that.
The odd thing
Uh,
is bass was the last thing I picked up, and it was basically out of necessity. It's out of necessity. That's the space that needed to be filled
mm.
for us to have that chemistry to be what we thought would be the best chemistry for our band.
That's so cool. Yeah, that's I was hearing that in the documentary too. That it's like those that like you're more known for keys. You're like I didn't know that just and then the matter of seconds you were able to grab and be like yeah no I'm bass now. We're making this happen. So it was like
Yeah.
really cool. My last question, and I'm gonna hand it over to the co-host Matt here. Is do you have a favorite Collective Soul album that you enjoyed most recording? Like one that you in the studio was there are a lot of stories too.
Yeah, I mean, we've always, we do enjoy ourselves as a band and have fun recording. I like the Discipline Breakdown record because
Mm,
of what we were going through, and we touched on it on the documentary, but we did rent a cabin out, and we didn't have a lot of finances. We figured out a way to record, and something about that, us coming together and not stopping and not letting what was going on get in our way. Something about that really, when I listen to that record, it's really sentimental to me. That being said, of the new ones, I really like Blood a lot too. I don't know if you've
mm.
heard Blood, but
Oh yeah, it's on my
Blood's one of
shelf.
my
The
favorite
CD
records,
behind me.
man.
It's a great
Yeah,
record.
man.
I enjoy that one.
I think the new era with Jesse and Johnny. I think we really caught a wave there, and you know, I don't think Collective Soul's known for putting out filler music or whatever, but I really like Blood a lot too. Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you for enduring my half of the interview. I'm going to hand it over to the co-host
Yeah,
Matt now.
cheers.
Thanks, Matt. Take over.
All right, I have to ask this rhetorical question. Well, I'll first say, you guys are from Georgia. Black Crows are from Georgia. Little Richard was from Georgia. Otis Redding was from Georgia. REM was from Georgia. James Brown grew up in Georgia. So with that, my question is,
Allman
what,
Brothers,
what? Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot the Allman Brothers.
Ray
What is in the
Charles,
water? What was that?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles, Jesus, I lose track. What is in the water in Georgia? That's my, I guess, rhetorical question, but because it's just there's so much talent that comes from there, I even lose track.
Manchester Orchestra. Uh, straight from Manchester, Georgia. Uh, something's in the water. I don't know what it is, man. Uh, but yeah, especially that era where you talked about Little Richard, James Brown, Otis Redding. There was if you go back and read the history books, there was moments where all three of those guys were on the same block jamming in Macon, Georgia. Super cool. Yeah, I mean, it's a I don't know. And then half the artists that come out of Nashville started out in Georgia. Uh, so I don't know, man. It's just it's Georgia, man. I don't know what it is, man. It's just the vibe down there.
Awesome. It's harder, it's like when you grow up somewhere, it's like, it's harder to find what's what, but man, yeah, because I can't believe I forgot some of those artists.
Yeah.
So kind of relating to that, my second question is, you guys, I think being that you're from Georgia, um, to my ears, you guys kind of had your own sound, even amongst other bands of that era. Was that a struggle for you guys sometimes to be placed along, like, where, promoters and this person, that person, wanted to place you amongst other artists of the same time period?
Yeah. I wouldn't say it was a struggle for us. I mean, I think the writers and certain people didn't know really how to categorize us. You couldn't really pigeonhole Collective Soul sound. But it wasn't something that we consciously thought about. Like, how do we achieve something that's an original sound that doesn't sound like anybody else? It really just came natural. You can go back and listen. We got, like I said earlier, we got to listen to Ed work on his craft a little bit, being 6, 8 years older than us. Um, so his songwriting, his vocal style, it kind of sticks out. And then just the way we surrounded him and the way the music happened, it really happened organically. We had a lot of the same influences. REM was a big influence on us. And in the same breath, I always use REM because they don't really sound like anybody else either. They don't sound like a Southern rock band. Collective Soul never sounded like a Southern rock band. Nothing against that. I love Allman Brothers. We love the Black Crowes. We just got to play a show with them a couple weeks ago. Um, but we just stumbled upon it organically, and once we realized that was part of our success, we just were like, "Oh, cool, that's awesome." I mean, but it's organic. You can't really set out and think, I want to be different, so here's how we're going to be different. You kind of just have to go with your gut feelings and your initial kind of direction that you have and that's inside of you. I always tell people, if you try to force it or you try to build something and think about it, uh, I just doubt very seriously that it'll have that tangible kind of what's the word I'm looking for, like sincerity. You can't fake the sincerity in your music. So
Awesome. That's something I'm finding out more and more, is like, people are gonna place you how they're gonna place you. You just gotta do your own thing.
yeah, we
Because I'm a
weren't worried
musician
about how
myself.
people couldn't place us. We weren't worried about that. Yeah, that did bug us.
Okay, and kind of change of course a little bit. I saw you guys recorded at one of Elvis's houses. What was that like?
It was cool. So we found out a friend of a friend had purchased Elvis's Palm Springs estate, and we were in Palm Springs playing a casino, and so we went over to the house. We jumped in the pool. It was an absolute time capsule. They had left it just like Elvis Presley had left it. So of course, being Collective Soul, our idea was immediately, how can we set up shop in there and record a record. So it took us a couple years to get that to happen, but man, it was a treat to be in there for an entire month. We set it up. You can see it in the documentary how we had it set up. But man, it was a time capsule, a little bit in disrepair, uh, but it didn't stop us. It was a great vibe. We had the engineer's room and Lisa Marie's old bedroom, the pink tile in the master bathroom from Priscilla, the red carpet in Elvis's bedroom. It was all the same, dude. It was all the exact same stuff. So pretty wild, man. Pretty fun, pretty wild. Yeah, what a great opportunity that was to get that vibe and just think, that was Elvis Presley's home.
I mean, as you could see, I'm a huge Elvis fan as well, and I couldn't imagine recording exactly where he did, or where exactly where he was present. So shall I say? That's sounds like an awesome opportunity. So
I don't know what they did. I think they probably had a mobile audio truck and just ran big wires in there and microphones in there back in the day. I think that would have been the best way for them to do it. But RCA had put some acoustic tiles in that room that we used to record in, and he did sing vocals in that room for like the last three like kind of gospel records that he recorded. Raised on Rock, I believe, was one of them.
jeez,
Yeah. So he
that's just
recorded in that
crazy.
space we recorded in. Yeah.
That's just crazy. Okay, my last question. This might be more for Ed, but maybe you'll know. Kind of relating to Elvis a little bit. And this is something that, because I've always loved this. This is why I'm a fan of you guys. Like at karaoke, I hark back more to like the Elvis and stuff. But like one song that I definitely like to, I think fits what I do. Is Shine, of course. Kind of with that in my mind, the yeah. I was wondering where the yeah came from. If you recall, it might be more of a question for Ed because I hear an Elvis thing with that.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely influenced by Elvis. I mean, it's really just it's a hook that he came up with. It's its own little hook. It's just a yeah, but um, the sound was not necessarily done in post production. The sound comes from it was a toilet paper roll. It was the end of the roll, and he held it to his mouth. It was like yeah, and it made a different sound, and that's how he recorded that. Yeah, it was an empty toilet paper roll. Yeah.
That is so crazy. I never even would have
That's
thought
cool.
of a toilet paper roll. I mean, it's gonna be interesting telling some of my buddies that one because I've heard that like 1,000 times over, and we're so used to like Pro Tools and stuff these days, and
Yeah, post
something as organic
production
as
and
that.
da da da. It's and we use post production as strong as good as we can, and we know what we're doing. But it's always good to try to come up with something that has at least the direction you're going for organically when you track. You don't want to do too much when you track because you want to have a little flexibility. But it's good to go for the vibe and at least get a certain way down the road when you're actually tracking the part. And
Hmm.
so that's a good example of that. He wanted that sound to be kind of different and kind of echoey a little bit, but not too much. So it was just a tiny little roll of cardboard.
It's crazy.
That's so cool.
I'll throw it back to you, Jeremy.
Oh, perfect. So yeah, Will, thanks for coming on. Incredible to have you. And I wanted to ask too about your studio. Reel to Reel. Your father started that. You now have taken the hands over, and I want to talk about if you wanted to talk a little bit about the studio here too. We could promote that for you as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can follow us on all the socials. Yeah, it's Real to Real Studios in Jonesboro, Georgia. Yeah, my father started that studio in '76. That's where Ed was head engineer in the '80s. Without that studio, without that hub, there's really no collective soul. And then that
Hmm.
that kind of strings on to all kind of different, time and place continuum kind of things. So, because all the things that we were able to touch and affect, but yeah, so it's the oldest studio in Jonesboro, and now it's under my ownership. I've renovated the place. I tell everybody it's version 3.0 because it moved in 2001 to a new spot that was built from the ground up to be a studio, and then I took over about 3 or 4 years ago, and I renovated the place. So I tell everybody it's version 3.0. Any friends, people that I know can come down there and use the space and record, but for the most part, it's a production house. It's like 80% of the stuff out of there is stuff I'm producing with my partner Brian Collins.
Oh,
Real People Music is the production company. But yeah, on Instagram and Facebook, just look for Real to Real Studios. It's REEL. The number. That's what that name referenced was Reel to Reel Studios, was reference the reel of tape
Cool.
to real music and real vibe.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Will, for coming on, and I'll be in touch. I'd love to have you produce one of my songs maybe someday. I'll reach out. I'll see if I can get a hold of you.
Yeah,
I'd
man.
love to come down. So
Yeah,
that'd
I'd
be
love
awesome.
to. Even just come down. We can do
I'll
some
be actually
overdubbing
in
and mix it up,
Atlanta.
man.
I'll be in Atlanta for the ISSA Music Awards. I got 7 times nominated for my last track, Searchlights. Really excited, and I've never been to Atlanta, so like I'm really, really excited. So
Oh,
hopefully
right
I'll be
on.
able to, I'll have to stop by. That'd be great.
Stop by and drink some of that
You
water.
can get my number and
Yeah, where could I?
yeah,
That would
come
be
on,
great.
man. I'll show you where. I'll
Yeah,
show you
I
where
would like to
I'll
drink
show
the
you where the
water.
fountain is.
That would be great. Yeah, if you want to pass it along, yeah, that'd be great. That'd be awesome. Who do I ask for that? Because I will write that
Amanda
down.
can give it to you, and I'd
Awesome.
love to show you the place. I'm really
That'd be
proud of
great.
the studio, so
Yeah,
I
I'll
love
be there the
showing it.
22nd and 24th. I think you guys are still on tour, sadly, that week, which not sadly, because it should be. I love Collective Soul, but if you got time before the Bridgeport show, let me know. So I'll get your number. I'll let Amanda know that you said that, and I'll try to reach out, maybe get you a coffee or something before the show. That'd be awesome.
That sounds good, man. Yeah,
All
I'd
right.
love to hang out.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
All
come
right,
back and
perfect.
say hey to us, man. We'll get you some backstage passes.
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, let her know, please. I would love that. My dad will be with me, so I'll introduce you guys.
Right on, man.
Oh, that'd be great. Thanks, Will.
Right on. Thank you, guys.
An amazing interview with Will. Thank you so much. And shout out to Collective Soul, one of my favorite bands of all time. But I wanted to stop and tell you guys about 2 shows that Unlikely Places are sponsoring. The Cellar Dwelling 25, that's coming up here. We got Lost Within, Chasing Nothing, which is my band, debuting. Christopher M. Lazordi, he's from the Pretty Graves and the Pneumatics. And then Zach Anderson and Matt Numa. We got a great list coming up, a great show. PLR is sponsoring, and Unlikely Places, 2 of the radio stations I work for. And Set the Cellar on Treadwell, and the show is at 6 p.m., and it's all happening on Thursday, July 31st. So take note of that one. Then on August 12th, me and Matt Numa are teaming up doing Healing in Unlikely Places, which is something very personal to me, which is mental health advocacy. I was diagnosed with bipolar at the age of 12, and he has been diagnosed with Asperger's at the age of 15. So we're teaming up together to share our music, why we keep going, and to prove that you don't have to stop. So come to those events as well. That's at the Prospect Public Library, and that's at 6:30 on August 12th. It's a Tuesday. So yeah, take notes of those 2 shows coming up. Come and hang out. There's a contest going on Chasing Nothing's Instagram for the Cellar show to win a pair of tickets. So come hanging out. Try to find that. Follow on Instagram at J.Edmond Presents, at Unlikely Places Radio, and at Chasing Nothing CT. That's everything you need to know. Come and hang out.